Meeting time.
So
Good time to plug.
People will be listening.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, I'm Laura Johnson. I'm the new director of entrepreneurship degree programs, and my office is right next door. I'm here to plug the entrepreneurship master's degree. So I see a couple of familiar faces. If you guys are at all interested in learning more about the program, it's just under a year. We've got a spring start. The application deadline is coming up November 15th. We can do a combined degree program, so if you're interested in that, and then some of your undergrad classes can count, undergrad credits can count towards your grad degree, vice versa. And then we also have a summer B start, and if you want more information, come see me. I can give you a tour of the Huff Hall, which you basically have to have a microchip in your brain to be a grad student to be allowed in there. So if you want to check out that space, I'm going to leave my business cards on the table right out here and just a little bit more information about the program. But do you guys have any questions about it now? Are you familiar with it? Go ahead.
I've been wanting to do my MSc.
Okay.
That's the first step. I already talked to Chris Tassin.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. So Chris was my predecessor, and he left because he started a business, and he's doing it full time now. His family started a business called a Cabador. He actually started it in the MSc program, and it's a cabinet that hooks on the back of the door hinges. So it uses like this dead space back here. So they're selling it on QVC and on
Really
Costco.com.
awesome.
I know. So that's yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry, but that's Chris's story.
Okay.
So do you have
I
any
hope it's no
questions?
issues.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I'll come talk to you soon.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
You said your cards are on the table?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave them on the table.
Okay.
And then just one other thing about the program. Obviously, it's a master's degree, so there is time in class, but we're really big on experiential learning. So one of the classes you'll do is Gator Nest with Ted. So it's business consulting, we hang out at Scanmore. And then there's a ton of other programs. Our students are leaving in a couple of days for Santiago, Chile for a global study tour. And then just pretty much all the classes, you've got access to entrepreneurs and mentors and all that. So we'd love to have you, especially since obviously you're interested in it and you're here. Thanks, guys.
So yeah, she's right next door. If you have any questions, just give it to her. And now Swaroop is going to introduce a project which he thinks it might be a good idea for TEC.
Let's hear it.
So, this is Projects for Peace by the Center for Leadership and Service. What they do is organize a contest where we have to submit proposals for making peace around the world. And the winning pitch from here would get a $10,000 prize, which we will be using to make that project happen. And we actually had one project from TEC happen a couple of years ago, where they went to Swaziland, and that's.
How many people have heard of fracture?
Sounds familiar.
Right. The fractures right there.
Now,
yeah.
during this project, when the Swaziland, they came up with a project one and went to Swaziland to actually implement it. So you write a proposal, and it's a competition, and if your proposal wins the top submission, you will get 10,000 to actually, it's not prize money, it's for you to go and actually initiate that project in whatever region it is. So they got the prize, and in Swaziland is where they had the idea of creating fracture. So if you have a business idea which is starting up or anything, that's fine, but this is also something you could do on the side. Social entrepreneurship is also part of entrepreneurship. So we'll have it on. We can talk about it more, but we just sort of wanted to introduce it to you today and see what you think. We'll bring it up and put a even have a list of sign up. We'll be probably doing it, something we'd like to do as a club. Take it forward. Yeah. Thanks, Ruth. Okay, so today's meeting was what we wanted to do about it, because I don't know about many of you, but I value my intelligence very, very highly. Which means when I'm thinking of an idea or entrepreneur idea or someone suggesting something and I think or have a great idea, I usually think it's the best thing anyone has ever seen or will ever see. No, it is. It happens. But the problem with it is I have a limited view of the world, which is composed of the things I've been experienced with, and we all do. So sometimes you sort of need to tell someone else what you're thinking in your mind, because they'll come at it from a different perspective. And this is important with business ideas. Sometimes you'll sit on a business idea for such a long time and thinking this is the best thing, I really should implement it, I should implement it. But it might have a fatal flaw which you are overlooking, and you can't see it, but someone else will just simply look at it and say, there's the fatal flaw. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? So as a group today, I wanted us to, if someone wants, they can come up, give us the idea which they have been thinking. Well, if they've implemented it or not, or just need the second perspective on it. And we will go through it with what's called a business canvas model. Now, this is the business plan is a very touchy topic. Some people think entrepreneurs should have it, other people think entrepreneurs shouldn't have it. I'm one of those who leans towards entrepreneurs should have a business plan. Maybe not to give it to someone, but just properly think through the idea. Some people would jump through implementation too quickly, others will take it too slowly. But you really need to think your idea and break it down piece by piece. And the business model, guys, just come in, grab a seat. Oh, there's some.
Grab a seat where someone's lying.
There are two right there. I'm sitting. There are two right there. And that's what a business plan does. It breaks down your idea to its basic components, and the moment you do this and see any gaps with it, you'll know immediately whether there's something you need to do or you're ready to go. So why don't we just get started? Does anyone have a business idea which they want to pitch, and we can help them through this business model? Yes.
I'm not going to pitch anything, but I've been to 3-4 of these competitions, so I want to probably give you guys the harshest feedback you guys are going to hear today. So, because I've seen people get their dreams slushed at these competitions, mine included. So,
He doesn't dream anymore.
I only have nightmares. So I just want you guys to just know that I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just these are the things that people will tell you these things when you go there, and you'd rather hear from me than them.
Actually, Ronnie.
I just want to make a quick announcement. So as a fundraiser, what we're going to be doing for the Entrepreneurship Club for the time being is selling some bottles or cans of soda. And so basically, if you guys have $1 and you guys are really thirsty, we have some Coke and Sprite right now. So, thank you.
Who here is going to Startup Weekend? Perfect. Now there's so many other startups around Florida which we also want to go to, and this is what will help us fund it. So please feel free, Sister Dolly. And Ronnie had a very, very good point, because I learned this idea from Startup Gainesville in Orlando. And this is what the investors wanted to see. They wanted to see your business model on canvas. And true, if you've been sitting on an idea for a while and thinking about it, and you come up here and someone asks you a question which you can't answer, true, your dreams can be crushed. And if the idea doesn't work out, you go to the next one, because as a wise man once said, I don't know which one, but fail often and fail quickly, because the more you go through these ideas, you'll finally, in the end, find one which is actually solid enough. No point in sitting an idea which is not stable and just thinking about it. So come, let's crush your dreams. There's some tissues we can cry, then we move on with this. So does anyone have an, yes?
I have two general questions. What exactly is a pitch? Where did the name come
This, okay, so this, let's not make it a pitch. Let's talk. Let's talk.
No, let's make it a pitch. We should make it a pitch.
It should be a pitch.
Talk.
Okay, if you want to pitch, come pitch. If you want to talk, come talk. How about that? So tell us your business idea, and let me actually, why don't I start by showing you? So the last startup weekend I went to was in Orlando, and I was in a group which was called Happy Wife, Happy Life. Because that's the truth. The wife's not happy, nobody's happy. So this was our business model, and I asked the owner for permission to show it here. So this is what it looks like. And here, there might not be enough, but just pass a few of this around. Could you share to? There's some people there. Okay, so the idea was, so apparently there is 5 love languages, which, and each one has their own specific one which communicates to you. And there's gifts, sense of touch, and all these other things. And for each one of us is different. Now, if yours is, let's say, gifts, and your wife's is touch, you'd be more inclined to give her gifts, yet she would like something else. So you sort of needed, we were going to come up with an app, of course it's always an app, to come up with the love languages so you can have tests, find out which love language you are, your wife is, and we'll help you out with it. So we'd send you reminders like, do this, do this, do this. It was going to be awesome. We pitched it. We ended up placing 4th. We were going to continue it for a while, but as you will come to know, saying you're going to do it and actually doing it are 2 totally different things. Anyway, so does anyone have it in front of you? So this was our business model. The first thing there was key partners. Now, okay, you have this idea. Who are your key partners going to be? We're going to be an app, so of course we're going to get on the Apple market, the Android market. We're going to design it more for men, so men's magazine, the cosmetic industry, vendors, workshops. Anyway, point is, this is what the investors wanted to see. Clearly thought out ideas. Who are your customer segments? Do you know who your customers are? And as specific as you can. Your customer relationships, channel of distributions you're going to use, key resources which you'll need, including the funding you're going to need. It's, maybe you might not be at the funding part, but it needs to be there. Your key resources, key activities which you're going to be doing. Like, could you break down your idea to the basic and say, this is what we're going to do? Just something very, very basic with it. And here's where the fun part comes from. The revenue stream. This is, when you're creating your business idea, this really needs to be your, according to me, it's the most important thing, because this is all the investors really care about. Does your idea, will it be able to make money? We've all watched Shark Tank, and this is what they want to know. How will I get my money back? I read an article yesterday which Instagram was now going to put advertisements on their, they were going to put advertisement. That's a revenue stream. They didn't do that in the beginning, I don't know, for one reason or another. But if this is not clearly lined out, so you have a great idea, you've done all of these things perfectly, even the cost structure, but you don't know how you're going to get money or how you're going to charge your your customers. And if you came to our last meeting when we had Partender, this is where they were stuck at, because they don't know. Well, if any of you know, everyone know what Partender? You know that?
You could pull it up.
Yeah, we could pull it up. Anyway, they've revolutionized the way of taking stock in a bar. But anyway, they're stuck at this part because they don't know how exactly to price their app or anything. Come on. Find a spot, sit down. So they are stuck at this particular part. So think you have it in front of you, and there was another part which I wasn't able to print, but core business assumptions. As you're thinking of idea, there are things you're assuming which you need to validate, and if you can't validate it, that's going to be a problem. But also there's some things which you can't necessarily validate. Like for ours, it was the size of the potential market. So we had a competitor here who was, they were called the Love Language Challenge. But according to them, they had about 1,000 times downloads. So roughly speaking, we knew about 100,000 people downloaded this thing. We don't know if they used it or not. And these were our advantages over that. The point of all this is this is what actually, this is what I spent majority of the time doing. The other people were designing the website. This is what I was going through, piece by piece. Our advantages over them. And this was, I actually really liked this part, because when some people think of competitors, they're usually discouraged about it. But I usually look at competitors as the fact that a market actually exists. If majority of the ideas is not something completely new out of this world, you take something which has been done, which is being done, and you perfect it a bit. Add a little twist to it, and suddenly you have something. So this was a really good part. Now this is one which I did. There's another one, which is, as you can tell, I've done this plenty. This is, this was my idea, which I'm working on and currently implementing it. So my idea, and it's not, I'm from Kenya, it's not really specific for the States, but I love reading books, but I hate buying them. And I don't like storing them either. And the problem at home, libraries are not properly efficient. They're not there. If they are, the books are not really updated. So majority of the time, if you want a book, you have to go buy it, read it once, and then store it in a library and show people you read a lot of books. So I was thinking, why not simply have another social network? Yes, another one. With lots of, but in this social network, I post the books I have, just a whole collection of them in my library. And you would do the same, you would do the same, you would do the same. And if I want a book from you, I'd request it from you. We'd restrict it to a city so we can easily just meet up and exchange it. I'd request a book from you, and I'd be able to read your book. If you want it back, I could return it to you. If you just want a simple exchange, you take one book from my library, I take another one from your library, and that's how it would work. Anyway, so this was my thinking. So of course my partner network was internet users, and I was gonna get that out of Facebook. And bookstores I thought bookstores could also use this, because they would also be able to showcase their books, like new arrivals and other things, to sort of get people who are interested in books to come and read them. And key activities, like what I was offering, essentially, I was creating an access point for circulation of books. What I was gonna do, I was just gonna be a venue for it, like just a piece of land where people can come and exchange books for it. Not sell it, not anything, simply the way a social network does it. What I was offering, my customer relationships, you can just see those. Of course, customer segments. I thought I was going to have three type of customer segments. People who want to read, people who want to show their books. They've just recently released a book, and the stores, the ones who would like to sell their books and get access to a specific set of people who are like me, enjoy reading, and would like to know latest books and things. So those are just two examples. Now I've been talking for longer than I wanted. So does anyone want to come here and we'll try this exercise?
Can we see the revenue first?
Sorry?
What's your revenue streams first?
Okay. It's not that revolutionary, it's the usual. So pay-per-click, of course you'd open it up for advertising. Then it would involve taking commissions on the sale, especially for the stores. So if a customer comes and clicks it from there, take a commission. Affiliate programs with store of fixed pricing. What I was thinking here is the stores. The stores would be able to come. They could also participate in this option way of exchanging books and give it to them, but I charge them a fixed price for being able to access this people. And premium membership, maybe, I haven't thought about it. I'm still in the process of doing all this. It's not complete, but it doesn't, the business model doesn't have to be complete. You can I constantly work on it. I constantly remove things, add things as I'm going through. But the things which I've thought of, I always put them here. So I can always work on this. I'm not out.
Are we doing like 60-second pitches or what type of pitches are we doing?
However long it takes to describe your business.
You need the time on it
Okay, how many people are going to do this? 1? 2?
Come on, don't be scared to
Okay, let's get this to 3.
Rod is much nicer that he makes himself seem.
Yeah, yes. Okay. So,
Is that another 3 people in here, you sure?
yeah, so we have 4. Okay, let's 5 minutes.
I'm good with 1 minute. I mean, I don't have a business plan or anything, it's just kind of like a little talk thing.
Okay, fine. Why don't we start with you then?
Get up here.
Alright. I was just thinking, but
And let's all participate. Ask him the questions which are coming to your mind. If you don't think it's viable, let him know. Don't be brutal about it, but just let him.
So guys, my name is Daniel Mateo. This idea hasn't really been thought out thoroughly, but I want to come up with an app that's kind of location based, where you log in through Facebook. That way you have all your friends, and it's basically meant for all the drunk people who are trying to find rides. It'd be called DD, and whenever you're in need for a ride to get back home or something, you just go on the app, and that lets your friends know that you're looking for a ride. So if they're able or they're around you, they could just click on your red flag, and you two connect, and then both the points like kind of go red on your maps as you're gonna go pick them up, and then you could on the side kind of text message. It'd be similar to like if you guys have ever used Tinder, where it shows like who the people are around you, but it'd only be your friends, so you're not picking up random people. And once you guys kind of like not like each other, but ask like the guy in red. The guy in red doesn't know who's looking for him, but they're like, oh, I'm around town. I mean, I'm around you, I can pick you up. Then a conversation pops up right next to the map, so we're like, oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And then if the person starts moving, like you just follow them and pick them up. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be drunk people. It could be a parent looking to pick up their kid off soccer practice or at the mall. So the point moves as you're trying to pick them up, and you can conversate at the same time. Yeah. That's about it.
What would you need on your team? Who would you need on your team to make this a reality?
I have no idea.
What do you do?
No idea.
What's your major?
Oh, I'm an industrial systems engineer.
So you'd be able to code this?
I wouldn't be able to code it.
What would you
I'd
be responsible?
want to do marketing, operations, try to just go around different colleges and try to spread the word. And then
Are there other apps or businesses which do this similar type of thing?
there's Uber, which offers people like somebody to pick them up, kind of like a taxi service. There's Tinder, which links to horny people. There's, not really, I don't know. Those were the 2 big ones that I saw, but not really just connecting friends and pinpointing their locations and letting them know where they are.
What about Find My Friends on my phone?
Which one?
Find My Friends, the app that comes with every iPhone. What about that?
My friends.
Yep. Yeah, on your iPhone. Or if not, you can download it. I don't know that many people use it, but it's something that.
What does it do?
There's a Find iPhone There's an app that's coming out that uses, it's like geotag text messages. So you draw a radius and you only get the message when you're in that area. So if you come within like 2 miles of a school, say let's go pick up Johnny, or if you drive past Publix to like you need eggs. So it's like location-based text messages. You could have a 1 mile radius around a drunk person or someone who needs a ride. And any friends that bump into that area.
Yeah,
Being
it just came up when I was thinking about like how fraternities and some sororities, they have pledge rights where some of the people are out and then there's certain drivers for the night. So like when somebody wants to pick up, they just put up a red flag and the drivers, all of them get the red flag and one of them just picks it and then red flag's gone.
How do you make money off of it?
How do you make money off of it? Well, eventually, I'd say use $1 to get the messaging part of it, like where you could text. So now you could just see where each other's up, where you are and set.
So in-app purchases?
Mm-hmm.
How would I pay $1? Is it gonna tell me who's picking me up?
Freemium type of thing. Yeah, you get linked, like it's through Facebook, so like I guess they're
How would I
little,
just Facebook messaging?
they're little, because it doesn't say exactly where you are at the same time.
I know, but if I know who's gonna pick me up.
Well, what if you're drunk and you decide to go to Pita Pit? And the sober person isn't gonna go pick you up where you last talked. They're gonna see that you moved.
What, if I'm a sober person, I'm driving around, what is gonna make me wanna look at this app and say, oh, who am I gonna pick up?
Well, some pledge rides, that's what they're
So you
supposed to do
wanna
at
do
the
this for
night.
pledge rides?
Pledge
You think
rides.
that's your biggest market?
Fraternities and stuff, that's probably the biggest market, yeah. I'm just thinking moms and other people could use it at the same time.
Why would a mom use an app called Drunk Driver?
No, to pick up,
Designated driver?
yeah, to pick up her drunk daughter at a high school party.
Oh.
I mean, you don't essentially have to look at the app, right? There could be a push notification, which when you select the person, he gets a notification on the screen or a SMS. You don't really have to look at the app per se,
Yeah.
right? Or just, they get a call, probably.
I don't know, it seemed like the main advantage of this app is you get the other person's location. And so then I wouldn't see why, like, a mom picking up, like, her kid from soccer would need that because they know where the soccer field is. They probably drop the kid off.
Sometimes they're in like a group of the mall, like in the mall, and they're like, oh my god, let's go to this store, and they move.
Oh, you mean like, so you just want like a GP? Okay,
Yeah.
so like you're saying the Find iPhone app is essentially.
No, what I'm
Find
saying is
iPhone.
there's an app on the iPhone that's an Apple app. It's called Find My Friends.
Kind of like Find My iPhone, but with your friends.
But yeah, basically it shows you if you're on campus and other friends use it, you'll see where they are. I don't use it because it takes up battery. This is probably why other people wouldn't use it as well. What are your weaknesses in this? What do you see the weaknesses of this app?
What do you see the strengths?
The strengths.
Because
Connecting-
anyone will tell you the weaknesses.
This guy. Well,
Connecting to people easier and just getting picked up a lot smoother. Just the second you want to get picked up.
I mean, again, Ronnie's talking about Find My Friends with Apple, but I mean, so many people, they have Samsung, or they have the Sony phone, so they don't have Find My Friends. I think of Google Chat in the situation where I FaceTime my friends who don't have iPhones through Google Hangouts versus the FaceTime app that was already on the iPhones. You know what I mean? So your application can be used not just for Apple devices, but for Android devices as well.
Would you be able to connect Android and Apple?
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you'd have to figure out the technological coding and all that stuff between the two different softwares, but I mean, doesn't seem impossible.
Have you seen the Google Latitude stuff? It's almost the same. I wouldn't say that it's not the same, but it shows the location of your friend, and like we used to use it in India then. One of my friends, like we like as you have Gmail account and your friend has it, or if he's in your Gtalk, or if you email him, it's like you can, if you have to just send him or her a request, and then you can see each other's location wherever you are going and stuff like that. And if you wanna go like somewhere, you know, where you don't wanna show your location, you can hit the private button, and then it won't show the location. So you should probably search for Google Latitude. It's not exactly the same. It's really more about finding friends and locating them.
That's good. Google Latitude. I was wondering, does Find My Friends, can you like group people?
Not that I know. Like I said, I haven't really used it. I just know of it and its basic functionality.
Google
Yours
Latitude
can,
has it.
Yeah.
Oh, it does?
So it has your friends.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know exactly if it has like this intention of Google Latitude, but basically you can do it for free and for like no reason, you know, like we used to do in my college is pretty big. So we used to locate each other on which department is he, and we just, you know, if it's in my department, I would just text him, just come in this room and stuff like that. So that might be a different story, but you might, you know, want to look into it, you know, because it's free.
Wait, there's 2 more questions and we can move. Yeah.
I don't think there's enough incentive for a friend to want to pick up another drunk friend. I think your market, and it limits the number of people.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
I
it
was
limits
just
the
thinking
number of
for
people.
like they actually have.
I think the market is with having anybody be able to come pick you up and you paying that person for a ride, and then there's incentive for people to get rides. But there's already a service out there doing that with a lot of capital called Lyft.
Uber, sidecar.
Yeah, Lyft and Uber kind of
All right.
the same market.
3 more, please.
Oh, I was gonna say, an interesting app that you could maybe get an idea from that I have on my phone right now is if I'm in a parking lot and it's a huge parking lot and I park my car, I may not be able to find it, and so I can mark it with my phone, longitude and latitude, and so when I walk away, I'll see the blinking dot on the map and I'll walk toward it and I'll know where my car is, and so that might give you an idea.
What's the app called?
They have that in Apple Maps too, if you go.
Jesus, I've already done it.
While he's looking for it, you go.
I don't know. Dude, where's my car?
I don't know how to give ideas, but a good
Polaris.
like it could be useful more as getting 2 people together that are both out drunk at the bars. Like if you look on your phone, you want to take a taxi home. Hey, who wants to share a taxi ride? And you're just like, I'm looking for a taxi, and all your friends. So then you just 2 meet up and then.
I was thinking also, like, if nobody volunteers to pick you up and you're still hammered at the end, there's like a call a cab.
Yeah.
And then you get revenue off that.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that you can meet up with drunk friends, that way one person picks both of you up at the same time.
Yeah. Could be 2 drunk girls want to meet up to walk home together.
Here's some things that I noticed. First off, the pledge rides thing falls apart because pledge rides is considered hazing, and having an app that kind of encourages that is evidence against a fraternity. So I don't think that fraternities would be okay with using that type of system. That could be easily tracked.
Isn't hazing of like the
It's considered hazing. I know the rules. It's considered hazing. I don't think people would pay for this in its current form. I would agree with what he said. There's not enough incentive. And once you do start charging people, there's a legality of taxis. You'd have to see if, what the legality of that would be, because, people who are actually taxi drivers have to get certifications and have to have certain licenses to be able to do this. So it's something, there's a lot of gray areas. So what I encourage you to do is to kind of go back to the core idea of what you're trying to accomplish here. So which in your case is to help people who are drunk, trying to get home or something. And go back to the drawing board, because this idea, it seems like too many steps to do something when I could just text someone, hey, I'm drunk, come pick me up. So there's too many steps, too many hoops to jump through. I have to download the app, I have to pay the message, I have to have this red dot, my friend has to have the app on, he has to be looking at the app. There's a lot of problems with it. So again, I encourage you to look at exactly the problem you're solving and then go find something that might be a little bit more practical.
But at the same time, there was the point he said, which is just linking people in your location, asking if you want to share a cab or walk home at the same time. That, I think, would be a really good thing.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, it's a really good. So thanks, Jonathan.
That was good.
Thank you, guys. You want to come?
Yeah, I have to run in like 20 minutes, but
All right, no problem. Come.
Alright, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Kyle Cabral. I graduated last year from UF, and just kind of stuck around because the employment in the market sucks right now. So I traveled, did some things. I went to Europe, and I came back. Started working for a moving company, UF Mover Guys, and that's when I got this idea. I already started this company, and it's starting to take off a little bit. So I want to tell you a little bit about the story and about why I'm doing it. I was moving for the company, and I saw that a lot of sorority girls were paying outrageous prices to move like barely any furniture, and they were charging them like $400, $300-$400 for like an hour of labor. So they were profiting a lot of money, and I got the idea of starting like, you know, a Greek social networking website. So sorority girls can go on there and just like message a guy or like whatever. Because now with the website you could browse by Greek affiliation, you could browse by major, you could browse by area of study. So now they have a way, like Facebook went too broad, or went too, you know, broad. Now I just made it back to specifics. Like fraternities, sororities can like now like connect better, and it's just it's a way. I was working on the website. I needed help with like computer programming, and I didn't know anybody that did it unless I wrote a status on Facebook. I couldn't just go and like browse members by majors. So now they could do that. They could browse like, you know, if they just, when you sign up, you put all your demographics in there, like your major, your area of study. So now they could just browse by. They could just go, you know, I want majors, and all the majors, computer programming come up, and you could just contact. I have chat. I have classifieds on there, so now you could sell. It's like Craigslist, everything in one. So now the Greek community can like sell stuff on there, like, because we all like the same stuff. Because I was in TBT, and I realized that we all like the same stuff, you know. So now you have like a specific, you know, website to do everything that you need to on there. So it has like video, it has a lot of options. So you guys can check it out. It's GreekSocialLife.com. I'm just kind of stuck right now. I was in the newspaper on Friday. I don't know if you saw the article. You saw it? Yeah. So I mean, I'm stuck. Even after that article, I'm stuck at like 50 members. Even my own fraternity brothers, I have like 18 members, and I was like, yo, I need help, and none of them like even signed up after I told them that. Like I was like, I'm stuck. I need more members, because the way I make money is for advertisers. If they don't see that we're having, you know, a lot of activity on the site, I can't get revenue. So I'm trying to get more members on there, and I'm donating money, even like 10% to Dance Marathon of profits. So I thought that would help, but people just aren't signing up. I'm kind of stuck, so that's what I thought you guys could help me out with it. So that's about it. Sure. Yeah,
I think the biggest issue with social networks is the network effect. And you're trying to build a new Facebook for just Greek.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you let people log in and create an account with their previous Facebook information, lets them skip entering a ton of information, then you can just have them enter in a few Greek-specific things, or major little things that they don't already have in their Facebook profile. Then it'll automatically import all their friends, and it's a lot less friction to the sign-up process. And I think that would accelerate.
There is an integration option. It's just like they don't have the same information. It's like completely different information. It's like your year, major, so you have to type it all in anyway. So I mean, even if it's integrated, but I see what you're saying. You can still get your friends on there, but like it's a completely different thing because Facebook doesn't have that information. So it's just like takes like 5 seconds just to put it in. I have a drop down box. You just pick what fraternity sorority in.
Is there an app for this?
There's no app yet. I'm actually doing a campaign it's called Start Some Good. It's crowdfunding. I'm trying to raise $20,000 to $50,000 to develop like a really good app.
What kind of market validation did you do? Did you go and do surveys? Did you find out if people would be interested in doing this?
I didn't do surveys. I just thought it'd be really useful because, you know, you can't even, like, I know on Facebook you can't, unless you put a status up, like you can't browse by majors. Like I don't know even my own fraternity brothers' majors. So now like you could go on there and like browse by different options. And
do you think this might be, instead of its own separate, because I'm looking at my phone right now, I have Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Vine, Twitter. That's 5 social networks that I have right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in a fraternity, and I don't think I'm already on Zoom. I don't need another social network. I think the idea for this is good, but as probably a Facebook application and not its own standalone website, because on Facebook you already have everyone's stuff. All you gotta do is add these little pieces of information. So that'd be my advice to you.
Is it an app? Yeah.
To try to get a Facebook app around it. Because like I said, if you're trying to build a social network from scratch, good luck. Because it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I just thought it was really useful. I mean, I thought it was useful for people to use. That's why I made it, because I know girls, like, if in moving time, there's like a forum on there. If you're like, I'm moving, I need help, and like fraternity guys can like connect with them, and like it's just like different connecting kind of way. And it's helpful, so.
If you're really sold on it and you want to stay with it, an idea to get these people on board would be to go around to the sorority houses at dinner, fraternity houses, incentivize the house that gets the most people signed up.
Yeah, I already have
Profiles.
I have something in the works with that. It's called the Daily 100. I don't know if you guys heard about it.
Yeah.
I'm doing like whoever gets the most members. Like there's a week-long challenge. It just started back up, the Daily 100. I'm doing that challenge. I'm thinking whoever gets the most members that week will get we'll get like $100 towards Dance Marathon, like $100 like towards something else. Like that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I already have that in the works, so that's a good idea.
So what's the biggest draw here?
Just it's
all
very.
uses for what?
It's very helpful to see connect with other Greek sorority or fraternities, sororities, and
What exactly would I do if I'm using the website? What exactly? Like, just give me an example of something I'd go on and do. Give me like 2 or 3 examples.
you go on there to browse if you needed help with something. If you're not an accounting major and if you don't know your accounting majors in your fraternity, now you could browse and see who's accounting in your fraternity, and you could contact them and be like, yo, I need help with this class.
Our fraternity has a Facebook page. I could just ask on there.
Just like who's an accounting major?
Who has this exam? What is this? Do you have any other examples?
I mean, it's also useful in terms of selling, because I have other things you could do. Classified section. So, I mean.
I could sell on Craigslist and probably have a wider market.
On Craigslist?
How dedicated are you to keep this in the Greek community? Because are you trying to make the Greek community even more inclusive than it already is?
I mean, there's nothing out there that you can connect really with other fraternities and sororities. Like I researched it, I can't think of anything else besides Facebook that's like specific towards the Greek community. Like now you could connect easier, there's an option where you can, Fidel, you could see who's in Fidel, and like, I'm gonna have all the events on there for every philanthropy, so now you can just go to one place and look at everything and not have to go to every different websites and look for it. Now everything's gonna be connected, with the Greek communities.
I feel that 2 things. One, you're losing out on over half the other do you know the percentage of Greeks versus non-Greeks, even at UF?
There's Greek community is huge at UF. It's like 5,000 students.
And so that if it's just huge at UF, is it even that big at any other university close to us?
FSU
And then,
is huge.
are you limiting yourself to just that population?
Yeah, just the Greek population. Yeah.
Because if somebody like myself would want to pay somebody to move, if I'm not a part of that,
well,
then
you're
I
not
can
really
do
paying them. It was a social networking site to ask for help. It's not necessarily paying. It's like, hey, I need help. I'll give you a tip or something. It's not like you're paying to help move. It's like, hey, I'm moving this week. If anybody could help me, I'll get through you a tip or something. Like if you have a
if
truck.
I'm not even Greek, I can't even sign up.
Right. It's just specifically for Greek. It's not Facebook. It's Greek Social Life. So, I mean, it's only for Greeks.
So yeah, social network only for the Greek community.
Right.
So people would only use this website if I needed to move something.
No, it's just something if you needed help with. Like if you needed to go on there and be like, there's a forum like, hey, moving week. I need help moving. If it's a girl, because I know a lot of girls always need help moving. I just helped the girl the other day.
What I think he's doing is returning the exclusivity back to Facebook. Facebook is just too much now.
How it started, yeah.
Just getting a segment out of everything and specifically for the Greek community.
Right. It's coming back to specifics. Facebook started this way and they got way too broad. So Facebook started specifically for college students. That's how I heard about it.
So
someone in college
if
told
I
me
can
about
ask
it.
you, why did Facebook switch from it to be very, very specific to...
Because they just got really big and they went too broad. Now you can't even browse by, major. You can't browse by majors. I don't even know my own ZPT brother's majors. So it's just an easier way to contact people and get help with stuff.
But aren't there easier ways to find this information out? Like
Not that I know.
someone's major. I'm thinking, okay, I'm not in Greek life, but if I wanted someone for my major, some classes have discussion forums where someone doing that class at the same time, I could also go on it. Given there won't be Greek, but there's that option on it.
Right.
So well, there is one, I hope you get this, but the question here is, what do you deliver to your customers that's...
What's your unique selling point?
Yeah.
Unique selling point is just an easier way to connect. Like, okay, you wanted to find accounting majors. Now, okay, who's an accounting major on Facebook? So you have to wait for people to look at it and reply to it. Now you can just go click, and you can see all your accounting majors, all your you know, everything you need to in one click.
Do you think this would be better as a Facebook app? Because like I said, all these things are already on Facebook, you just have to add a couple of things that you move through, what fraternity you're in, what school you're at.
What do you mean by Facebook app? Like,
So this is my problem with this idea, is that there's too many steps, and that's usually the problem with a lot of ideas like website or app-based business ideas, is that people tend to go down the path of least resistance. So if I need to do any of the things that you said, I can already think of a couple of ways I could do it without having to log this website, putting in my information, where there's not really that many people yet. Now, if you have to convince people to join your website by, you know, giving all these incentives, that's not that great, because they should be able to say, oh, that sounds useful, let me do that. And I know that you're trying to build a critical mass, so that obviously it would be useful, but that's why I do believe that this is something that's much more feasible on Facebook. Now, how you make money, that's a different story.
I mean, I've done like a lot of research. You know, I started reading a lot of books, like Robert Kiyosaki books, and start with the why, and that's how Apple got so big. You start with the why, and then go to the
What's
what.
the why?
The why is, you know, why I started doing this company, to help girls out with moving. Now they don't have to freaking get charged $400 to move a couple pieces of furniture. So that connects to people emotionally. That's what I was hoping would happen. You know, I've read these books, and it makes sense, like the work from the why, like why are you doing it? People get emotionally attached more than, you know, anything else.
I know, but why would I do it?
Well, you do it to, you know, get help with classes, it's just a really helpful website. I mean, just, you know, if you need, I needed help with computer programming with the website. I didn't know anybody, I didn't know anybody that did it, I couldn't think of anybody, so now there's a database where you can just click, and all the computer programmers are there. So now you could just, you know, hit them up like, hey, I'm in ZBT and you're in FIDO. Can you help me out, and we'll work something out.
See, now that sounds...
Yeah, go.
From, I like the idea of, like, catering to this inclusive crowd in a sense. There may be something there. Maybe not for moving. I like the goal at heart, or helping them with grades.
Yeah.
But what about them, like, Tinder's for the masses, but a hookup site with just Greeks? Because right when you told me Greek social life, I was thinking, let's go. I pulled it up. I wanted to see the girls. And
Some girl just made that, actually. Some girl just started up that, a company like that.
Girls.
I heard about it.
Isn't that like Lulu or something?
No, it's not Lulu. That's like a rating, like, this guy hooked up with, like, good or bad.
You know, a lot of sorority girls won't hook up with guys outside of, you know, it's sad, but they're concerned with who's who.
Clicky, yeah.
But there's a market for that. So what about them, you know, linking up to hook up? You went
Well, I mean, that's
social with DG.
That's like another way, like, hey, a girl puts on their, hey, I'm moving. Like, a guy would be like, oh, this girl's hot, so I'm gonna help her out. So hopefully I can get
Or she's not, and no one helps her. Oh my god.
You could see everyone going to the
terrible.
All that, you know? They would check in. You'd have to with all the girls.
Jesus.
I get what you're doing, because Greeks tend to help out Greeks a little bit more. I just think that the fact that it's an app and outside of Facebook, and there's already Craigslist, like, you're going off to like a land where people don't, like, it's way too far off. Like, either integrate it with Facebook and then have like set categories like road trip to LSU where people link up, or like you have the set like philanthropies and everything that's already going on already categorized, so it's not so much like
That's what I'm working on. Like, there's an events like section. I'm gonna put all the philanthropies, so like everybody knows when it is, like whose philanthropy it is. So I'm gonna put that all on there.
Oh wow. All right. 4 last questions.
like it's not just to get help for you. It's just like where two people can help each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Just another app to it. What about it being on LinkedIn for Greeks, like professional networking for Greeks? You get job opportunities because I know there's a lot of favoritism, and they would refer their Greek brothers or to these jobs. So that might be
exactly. There's even an alumni option on there where you could, you know, when you sign up, you hit alumni, and then you can reconnect with all your old brothers or the younger brothers. So if you go on there, you say you're an alumni, and you say I should put on there profession also as an option. Like where you work, your company, and then they can kind of reconnect that way. Jobs. So It's a good idea.
It seems like you have a lot of elements, and I don't think people care as much who provides the service that they're getting this as that they're getting the service like not from a professional company but from another student. So this might be better as like if you were creating a site just for moving or a site just to find people to help with homework. It seems like that's where like the real potential lies. Like whether it's sites to sell tickets or sites to sell lifts. It seems like
Or dating.
or sites to sell rooms, like the idea of getting products or services from not an official business, but just from sort of somebody giving that service for a very small fee, is where the potential of this seems to lie. You're trying to do a lot,
I mean,
and maybe just to focus on like
that's
one
just
thing.
like you're making a company and you're charging a fee, which I wasn't trying to do. Maybe like if a sorority girl needs help, like they just contact this guy for help. I wasn't trying to make like a.
What if I need help moving and I want to get another student? If you made just a site for like a moving site,
You're on your own. Sorry, hate to break it to you. Call dad.
I think if you make it university specific, you would get over your challenge which you're facing right now about limited members, and you would have different like University of Florida and.
So you're saying not to agree?
Yeah, just beyond that.
Remember what you
Beyond.
said about starting at the why?
Yeah.
And you said the why was to help the sorority who needs help.
Or get help with classes or whatnot. Like
I think
now you could browse by
I
different
think you
majors.
touched on the point very well, and it's that the problem with a lot of startups is that they try to be too broad in what they can do. The most successful startups, at least in the beginning, focus on one thing and trying to do that thing as best as they can. Because if you spread yourself too thin and you're trying to beat out Craigslist and Facebook for the things that they do, chances are you're going to lose against those types of odds. So what he said about starting at the why, your why is maybe you should focus on people trying to find people to move. Okay, because I think that would be a great opportunity for you to explore. Is hey, I need those little handyman jobs. I need someone to help me with this, and I know that people post ads on Craigslist for that, but it costs $20 to be able to put help wanted ad like that. So I think that might be something I want to explore, because I think college kids would be very interested in little handy like odd jobs to get them a little bit of beer money. So.
Okay, you had a point?
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and kind of tear into your idea. I'm actually looking at your website right now. A couple things. Why is your name Greek Social Life? Like, why are you sharing the L in social
I just
life?
better with just one L.
Oh, see, but I sat here for like 5 minutes pinging your site, trying to connect to it. I couldn't connect to it. And then when I connect to it, the first thing I get is member sign-in. There's nothing there that's really appealing to anybody. If the first thing I'm seeing is member sign-in, it doesn't really explain what's going on besides what you have going on up here. I'm just going to click out of it and not even bother anymore. Yeah, just one else.
And you put a space between.
And the domain name was a lot cheaper also.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be
like free. So.
Yeah, because I'm assuming someone else already owns Greek Social Life with the 2 L's. You definitely need to work on your website if you're going to keep going on with this.
I mean, I don't have the funds. That's why I'm trying to like.
Sure, I understand, but it's a big thing.
We could call this website Craigslist Facebook.
You got some?
I wanted to clarify something. So basically, you're trying to make a moving, help people move for tips.
That was my idea at first. Then I kind of expanded it to all of Greek community. Just the classified section on there. So you're able to do different things, not just for moving, because moving time is only twice a year. So I mean that's the only time people would use it, and it's kind of a waste. So I figured if I could make it a little more broad.
So basically, you're trying to segment the social network. Just for Greeks?
Just for Greeks, yeah.
Why can't I see
You have to be a member to be able to see everything. So I mean, so people just don't go through there and yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. See you guys later.
You don't want to?
I have to go run. Right.
Who was next?
I'll go. If someone holds the camera.
Who wants to hold the camera?
It's not hard. Just make sure it's aimed in my general direction and you'll be alright. Here, let me make life easy. There we go. Stop. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is not my primary business idea that I want to start up, but it is an idea that I kind of had. So I investigated Hootsuite because I would see people use it, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. And I saw that it was really cool. I could sign in with my Facebook account, and I can sign in with a Twitter account. Google Plus, they don't really do well with Google Plus accounts. But anyway, what I see with it is that the only thing I can do, at least with my knowledge, the only thing that you can do with Hootsuite is look at the news feeds from your walls and make posts both to Twitter and Facebook. And what I want to propose is another site besides Hootsuite where not only can you sync all of your social networking accounts together, your Snapchat, your Facebook, you know, Twitter, Google Plus, etc., but not only can you like have all these social networking sites with one news feed and be able to send out a post or a message on all of these sites, but there is a site where you can store all of your information. Now, I understand that Google Chrome or other various internet browsers already, to a certain extent, when you start typing in your name, it'll also put in your address, it'll also put in you know, your email. But that's about it. I'm talking about a website where it stores your pictures, a website where it stores your videos, a website where it stores the places where you've recently lived, basically all the common information demands that like a social networking site would have when you're setting up a new social network, because it seems nowadays that everyone is just coming out with all these new social networks, and there's like 50 of them, and it takes a long time to set these accounts.
I know personally, whenever like something changes, if I switch companies, then I know I've got like 7 websites to go switch things on. So if there was somewhere that let's just log in with websites that log in with Facebook or log in with whatever, if you could get it to be logged in and it's just a universal for everything, and you could get that's the universality, and that's the real trigger, is getting that universality. It would be immensely useful. And I think people would pay for it, but getting people to accept it and everyone to use it is an enormous hurdle.
Right. I mean, I was sitting here, I was messing with my Google Plus account, and it's like, you know, I now have to like take all the pictures, download them to Facebook, and then bring them over to Google Plus, and then it's just too much, and it becomes a really big drag. And I mean, again, Ronnie, how many social networking apps did you have on your phone?
Way too many.
Yeah, like 5. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be some type of website. I don't know if it'd be an app. I guess you could make it into an app, but like a website, like Hootsuite, except more extensive. You know, and it uses all these big networking sites and keeps track of the type of information that they're going to ask from you.
I think that Hootsuite, or I don't know what it's called. Yeah, okay, whatever that's called, that they've definitely thought about doing this, but it's so hard to do that they haven't done it yet, or they haven't tried it yet. Because obviously if they're specializing in that, they're thinking about possibilities for growth, and right. That would probably be one of them.
Also, I don't understand the technicalities, but how easy would it be for a third-party site to have access to Facebook and Twitter? Wouldn't that be a clash?
Well, again, you already see Hootsuite. I think if you actually look at a lot of celebs, frequently, you know, you'll see a Facebook status or post from them, but it was already through another third-party website that they posted it through. Hootsuite is actually probably a very, very common one that you will see all the time. And again, you know, but this goes beyond just I want to post a status once and not have to do it 5 times to my 5 different networking sites. This also goes with my photos as well. I don't want to have to continuously, you know, spend 10, 15 minutes per website, you know, separately downloading all these photos when I can do it at once with this website.
You just post them. But isn't Facebook sort of trying to go into that direction? Majority of all your photos are there. You can tag your locations
right.
where you've been in life. They also do the login with Facebook. Like so many other sites, if I want to log in, I can always just click login. But I do agree, if there was this one site, I really hate filling in my information
over and over
and over again in new password. If there was just one site to do it,
It'd be good. But I'm thinking about it is, well, maybe it's just me, but I'd feel a little bit strange putting all my information in just one site, like everything I'd ever need and passwords and everything. What happens if someone hacks that site?
Can I just be really honest? Okay, if you have a Gmail account, right?
Yeah.
Google already basically tracks everything you search. So when they start doing their advertisements, and let's say you've been Googling Taco Bell and like Taco Bell locations, Google already knows that you've been searching Taco Bell.
Okay.
It's crazy. If you get the Google Now app for your iPhone and sync your Gmail account to it, Google already knows so much about you already. All these fears of like, I don't want people finding out who I am. Well, the only way you can really prevent that is not really using the internet that extensively to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, for people who feel uncomfortable with that kind of situation, obviously this is not your website. I'm targeting lazy people like myself who don't want to have to, who just want to do it, download all my information at once. And also, it'd also be nice, you know, with my phone, I don't have to Facebook, back out, Twitter, back out, I don't know, I'm not a big, Google Plus, back out. No, it's all just right there. And just, you know, Google Plus, from Google Plus, Timothy posted, yo, you know.
I think that'd be awesome. You just log into that one app, and then once you're on Facebook, you just like press back and it has all the options again, or you could just like swipe through them type of deal, and then if you ever want to post something, you just check off on what you want to put it on, and then whenever you want the option to add a new app, because apps are obviously going to come in, come out, you can just add and subtract, you know what I'm saying?
And again, when these, like, for instance, we had the Greek life guide. When these new social websites pop up, they just contact, we'll call it a Hootsuite. I don't know. They contact Hootsuite and they get their social networking site registered, so that way, you know, they can look at what they would ask. So now in Hootsuite, you know, everyone's going to be asked what fraternity you're in, what school do you go to. You know what I mean? Just really easy sync and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It would be.
I don't know why Hootsuite hasn't done this already.
Because like if you like a lot of somebody's pictures on Instagram or something, like it could be on Facebook, it could be like recommended, add this friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could like kind of sync them together-ish. Type of thing. Like if you have some friends on Facebook that you love a lot and you didn't even think about adding them on Instagram, it could pop up. Like.
And literally an idea that just came to my head when you were talking about that. So let's say we had multiple people using Hootsuite, right? Okay, so Hootsuite knows that Jessica has a Facebook, she also has a Twitter, she also has a Vine account, and she has a Google Plus account. So I'm on Hootsuite as well, and I want to add Jessica as a friend on Facebook. Well, because Hootsuite is like an umbrella social or social connectivity, because it's not like it's its own socialing website. Okay, Hootsuite can then recommend also follow Jessica on Twitter, also subscribe to Jessica's YouTube account, also, etc., etc., etc.
I think it's awesome.
I think it's a great idea, but you just need to figure out why the other people aren't doing it.
Why they
Yeah.
haven't done it.
Yeah.
I think there's something like that with certain new laptops that are coming out now. Because I know when I got my new laptop, there was an app already where like all the photos I had in my laptop I could put into all the different social networks that I was into, which was on Facebook at the time.
Right.
So I think there's something like that similar. But I think what your idea can do, you could probably put into like mobile apps, because not all phones have something like that. But I think a lot of like new laptops and computers have something similar already.
Jump in.
I think there is one application already. I mean, there are a few applications already in Android, which when you have like the inbuilt Facebook account, like, or you know, Twitter application inbuilt in your phone, it would, you know, synchronize both of them to show the recent activities on both the social networks, and it will show it in your bars. These kind of things are already there in the.
But that's Hootsuite though. That's exactly Hootsuite, and that's exactly. And I mean, I know that Hootsuite exists. I'm talking about an app where it goes beyond just
Yeah,
posting
I
and
got
stuff.
you, I got
It's
you.
like
But
photos.
I was just recommending just go through which applications are there and why they haven't, introduced that stuff, because there must be, because people are already in, and I'm not talking about today, they are already in by 1 year or so, because I've seen it, 1.5 years probably. So just try to find out why they are not in, even when they are in the business of merging the database from two social websites, because there must be something, right? There must be some problem or something which is not feasible enough, to make it start. So just make sure like which application exactly are there. But I'm sure there are. If I'm not wrong, there's a Timescalp or something like that. Application called Timescalp or something like that, which would even show you the 10 o'clock if you do like at 20, like if you raise the bar to 10 o'clock, it will show like at 10 o'clock my friend commented on this thing, my friend requested this, stuff like that. At 12 o'clock what people did. So people also have like chronological order and everything is fixed in one platform. So you might want to look at that.
Well, his point also has the opportunity. Maybe it's something they haven't figured out how to do it. And
Or it
you
might
just
be
need-
legalities. That might be
Yeah.
what it is too.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think usually you don't want to get something too broad, but I think it's awesome, like getting something so broad and making it really simple, like segmenting it, and then at the end you can even have an option of just having like one news feed for everything. You'll have like the little Facebook icon, blah blah blah, commented on, and then Instagram's right next, then Vine is right next, and it's just like so it's just one big news feed, kind of like the new drop-down menu where it has like all the things you missed, but.
Does anyone have like a YouTube account? And like actually like use it a lot, or not use it a lot, but like go to YouTube and like you like, for instance, like you subscribe to different sites, right? And so then it gives you like what to watch option, and it should, it's just a mix of like all the different video stations you subscribe to. Like you were saying, this app would have something like that where Facebook and Twitter all in one big newsfeed.
Yeah, what I'm thinking right now is like different people would use different mediums in a different way. Like some people might use Twitter only for their professional feeds, so they don't want this app where they sync all the pictures right on Facebook, Twitter, whatever other sites are. So this app should give them an option to
Right.
sync only a couple of, and not like everywhere the pictures would be where they don't want it to be either.
Exactly.
And much like Hootsuite, because Hootsuite actually already does this too. Before you send out a post or album or a picture or whatever on my website, you have to check in the box as far
Yeah.
as
Right.
where you're sending it to.
I think he has the right kind of approach in this, and I would also add that you can also add the Google Drive kind of thing where you can store things for yourself, not for not for other people to see. So you can also add the characteristics of Google Drive, where you upload your 100 pictures or your resumes and your personal papers and stuff like that, and still everything is only on one platform.
But then how is that different from Google Drive?
Pardon me?
How is that different from Google Drive?
But
You already
because you have everything is there, because you have your Facebook account on one flap, you have like your Twitter, and you have your own thing which Google Drive doesn't have. Google Drive doesn't allow Facebook, Twitter things going on one platform, right? But you can add it.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not for sure. It just allows you to take pictures. For sure.
So you have the simplification.
Hmm?
You're simplifying all our complexities with Facebook and Twitter and other things. Yeah, as you're saying, it's a really good idea. You just need to.
So I'm just adding if you can even think of that. I don't know like the technical complications, but that might be helpful, because I don't even know a lot of people use Google Drive. It's really useful, but it's not. I guess it's not that famous as it should have been.
Give it time. I use Google Drive too. It's really nice, especially with a MacBook where I can't like really use Microsoft Word the same way that Windows can.
Yeah, Dropbox is famous.
Alright guys, I have an exam which I need to rush.
Hang on, I do one real quick.
Sure.
Oh, I have one too, but okay.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I throw a thumbs drive in?
Sure. While he's doing this, why don't you come up?
Thanks, man. Hi, I'm Anirudh. I basically just came up with this idea an hour back, so it's not like a business model or something. It's just like very plain, very rough. But I think it's a good idea and I think it can work out well. So I haven't given a name, maybe Super Saturdays or something like that. Okay, so it's gonna be a social enterprise and it has two aspects to it. We have a gathering, we party. Okay, so what we exactly do, like, I'll tell you the party aspect and then I'll tell you the gathering aspect. So party is like, we have a group, we go to different places, we set up tents, we organize a DJ party or something like that, and that's how we party. And the thing is, you just you go to places, so it's like you attract the features of that locality for the party. So it's like if you want to set up stalls, so you can give opportunity to local food outlets and things like that to come up and be part of the party, and you can arrange an upcoming DJ from that locality, and then be a part of the party. So that's basically the party thing. It may have a minimal fee for like a price to attend the party, something like a pass. So maybe like very minimal, so that people can really just pull out the money from the pocket and just go enjoy. So that's about the party thing. So the target audience can be the local people basically, because you're going to travel to places. Along with the local people, it can also target people attending football games, tourist spots, people going for concerts, like the previous night for a concert or something like that. Okay, and probably target only on weekends. That's the Saturday. So why basically the party? So one is because everyone likes to party. So that's like the general reason. Now second reason. So this is where the other aspect comes. This is like something structured like we have a gathering in the afternoon and then the party in the evening or the night. So what is this gathering basically? So it's like a social gathering where startup companies come up and present about their startups to those local people over there. So they come up and they describe about their products, their services, and how it can be useful to people of that locality. And this gathering will be free for everyone, so anyone can attend. So funding for this, I might put in for the revenue thing, I might charge the startup companies a reasonable amount for them to come up and present their product or their service. In return, they get a lot of marketing because you directly interact with a new set of people everywhere. I mean, to every place you go, and you can also provide opportunities to the local people there to pose their problems, and then the companies which are there, they can try to think of different solutions for the problems which are there in that particular location. So and then you can have n number of marketing strategies, people attending the gathering can get discounted rates on the party that evening, and you can provide opportunity to the local people there who are you can prioritize the local companies over there to come up and then create an awareness about their products, their services. And then after that you have the party, and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks later you plan for another event similar to this and on another location. So it's basically this group which moves to places. We gather people, we gather startup companies, we build up a network, and we just party.
So you're saying that prior to party you bring all these startup companies and ask them to tell their products to people who have come out to party?
Kind of. Yeah, it's basically like a social gathering where you go to place, say you have a startup here, okay?
not many people around the world will be aware that you have just started something. So there's an enterprise who go to places, who do this stuff. You go along with them, you talk about your product, your services, with the gathering that is, like, with the people that are gathered there in that locality. And then, another party is just, and these two are like separate but the same aspect. Like, you just network. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I want to party on Saturday, I want to focus on partying.
Yeah. Okay. So
I might not be getting your concept rightly.
Okay.
But if I want to go to a place where I can meet people who are interested in startups, or go to something like a startup hour or something like that, where I'm focused on just meeting people who are interested in startups.
Yeah, that was precisely my point. Your
Okay.
clientele is a party goer. They may or may not be interested in what startup companies are doing. There would be
Okay, so it can be for all kinds of interests. If you want to party, you can just come and party. And another aspect of this is the party is going to be like based on different cultures at different places. So it's not going to be the same regular party, just going on in 50 or 100 places where the enterprise is moving, but it'll have like a different culture level in the party. So that's what will make the parties different. And it can be only for the party goers who can just come and attend the party. This is just a medium to, like, spend a Saturday, the day of Saturday together, like, having something productive and enjoying as well.
So the product is an app, or it's what is it?
No, the product is an event, a program where you have gathering in the
So
afternoon
like you have
and
a
a
team
party.
you have a team of people who travel around.
Yeah.
Like say you travel to Orlando,
Yeah.
and then you create an event there, inviting
Yeah.
the local startup companies to come to your event, and
Yeah.
at the same time you also invite party goers.
Yeah.
Hey, jumping in. You had your hand up.
Yeah.
So go to.
Okay. They already have something for the parties. They're called promotion companies, and so they have different events in Gainesville or Orlando or stuff like that where they flyer, like you see flyers all around for like Rusko or whatever the last one was. And so they try and draw you there, and they're making a bunch of money, obviously, because you see the publicity. So that's kind of what I think you're getting at. But as for the productive thing, that's a great idea, because you could do that in a social network type atmosphere for entrepreneurs or whatever. But yeah.
Have you heard of Meetup.com?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have cocktail hours with entrepreneurs. At least the one in Silicon Valley this summer, Palo Alto. They have different bars and entrepreneurs go, you party, but it's like that. And so you could set up your own club on Meetup.com, and you could pioneer it and invite all your friends on Facebook. Platform's already set up for you. You just plan the parties how you want to.
And the issue I was thinking is you're going to charge startups to come to it.
Yeah.
But one fundamental thing about startups, they
No money.
No. It's not like I'm going to charge a very high amount. It's just like a reasonable amount, just for the sake of
Why don't
being
you make
a
it,
presentation.
Well, why don't you make it free for them and charge the party goers?
No, I'm already charging the party goers because it's one side of the revenue, and the other side I thought would be like if I charge a minimal amount for the companies who want to present about their products and services. So like what I thought was we can combine both of it, and we can provide things like people who attend the gathering may get 50% off on the party tickets. People who just want to party can pay the normal price and go party. There might be free tickets, free passes for the party on which is 2 months ahead or things like that at a different place.
I
So
think
yeah.
you're mixing up two markets here. You're mixing up party
that is precisely what I.
Well, with me, if I want to party, I party.
Yeah.
So it's productive.
You don't want to think about work when you're
Work hard, party hard.
well
I like
at different times, not at the
Right,
same time.
Yeah. It's not basically like you come up, you present, and then you party. It's not like that. It's just two different stages.
But he had the idea of the meetup.
Yeah.
I think joining it together, the startup and the party at the same time might not. So startup hour sort of that. There's a bar there, so you can drink your whiskey while chatting up other people.
Okay.
Alright,
Ian told me about this at 5 today.
Alright.
So they're kind of put together pretty quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, so who here drinks coffee? Do we have coffee drinkers? And how many of you drink coffee on campus when you do drink the coffee? Almost everybody who drinks coffee. The model, the name of the company is called Gojo. It's the Jimmy John's of coffee, but it's better. So the model is pretty much $3 a cup of coffee, quality coffee, Gulejo. They came here like 2-3 weeks ago, TJBML, very good coffee from Nicaragua, delivered to your seat anywhere on campus. So we have an app, it's launching next Friday. If you've ever used Lyft or Uber, Sidecar, it knows exactly where you are. All you do is hit a button. Here's what the icon's looking like, kind of what we're drawing up right now. Simple, flat, I guess as everybody says these days, icon. On the left is how the landing page is how we want it to be eventually, with just a Facebook login, completely seamless. Hit the button, we know who you are already. But to start, as we just beta and have to get some revenue, you're gonna have to manually submit it. These are just notes from the designers in Tampa. It's gonna have like a vine background where it continues to move a little. Can't really see what else I put there, it's too small. That's the landing page of the app. It's real simple, medium-sized cup of coffee, so we're gonna do like 16 ounces, 14 to 16 ounces, and just how many cream, how many sugar. 2 buttons. You're logged in, and then you'll be stayed logged in. You click what you want. We already know where you are. If you're in a school building, on the map, we're gonna have a text box, so you'll input your room number. Because on GPS, I can't see what level of the building you're on. And then this will show the bikers with coffee on them right now, so that could maybe influence your decision. But normally it'll show your coffee cup and where it is en route to where you're sitting.
That is amazing.
And it's actually going to be quicker than Jimmy John's, because Jimmy John's you got to make a sub. This, they have coffee on them. There's nothing to make. Yeah, that's actually all I have. But you're probably wondering, how are you going to get coffee that fast? How's he going to bike with the coffee in his cup? It's a Stanley thermos, sealed tight, strapped to the bike. And he has the cups, the coffee, cream sugar in his backpack. And while he pulls up, he will pour the cup right there in front of you. So it can be anywhere on campus, library, and then in class, if you order it, it'll buzz you when he's at the door of your classroom, and it's not even as big of a distraction as you would be going to the bathroom. You go to the door, you already pay for this through the app and tip him. You don't have to hand him anything. He knows exactly what you look like because of your Facebook profile, so he just hands you the cup, and the one time the door opens, you grab the cup, you sit back down, no distraction, and there you got it.
Is it just plain coffee? Or?
To start, it's just plain coffee. The goal is to have iced coffee in like the next month maybe, so 2 thermoses. But I'm not trying to get into like the Frappuccino and all that market. Just, you're dragging in class, you just hit a button, we got you covered.
So it's $3 for a cup of coffee already. Now, how much will it cost for like transportation and like delivery and all that stuff?
Yeah, so
like I don't want to pay $8 for a cup of coffee.
No, absolutely. The way the model is set right now is $3 to $3.50. We're playing with the numbers. It won't be more than $3.50. You have the option to tip $1, or as much as you want, but let's be real, you're not going to spend $6 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So the way it's looking at right now is that for $4 out the door, maybe $4.50, the coffee is brought to exactly where you are. Good sized cup, not a small. So
That's everything?
that's out the door. Tips, tax,
Everything.
$4.50 probably.
What happens when every single person on campus orders?
Yeah, so that
You're gonna need to
is
hire more
definitely
people.
a concern that we're playing with. That's a good problem to
I
have.
don't even drink coffee, but I'm gonna do it just to piss off my teacher.
Right, so the way we're playing with is an algorithm to where the good tippers obviously take priority. So if you stiff your biker multiple times, I mean, you'll never see a cup of coffee again. So you take care of the drivers, you maintain like a profile, whatever. It's all on the back end, we can see who's tipping what. To launch, I'm going to the sorority houses and announcing to the sororities, going to incentivize them some way, discount because your sorority's the best. And we're going to launch it just at Norman Library. Very test market, centralized, can't really mess it up too bad, hopefully. We'll brew it in the parking lot if we have to, you know. That's how we're trying to launch.
So your partner's Goulet,
Partner, yeah. I mean,
Theoretically
we're trying to work it out right now. TJ and I are buddies. I'm gonna supply his coffee because it's quality. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to get $4 a cup. But I don't know how. You know what? We don't have anything really drafted at the moment. But it'll be Goulet coffee.
You could take a lot of my mind.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Frequent. We're thinking of some sort of frequent program. You know, user.
How many people do you have on your team outside of you?
Right now it's just me and the developer. The designer I'm paying on a contractual basis. So it's just 2, but we're gonna start looking for bikers. And if anybody else has any way that they know they could contribute to the team, I'm all ears.
Sorry for the question. So the way that the coffee itself is going to be transported is like through like a camelback type of backpack?
The goal, ideally, I've seen models of like a camelback where the thing actually comes down the hand, so he can pull up and just, you know, be doing it, boom, like robo, you know, delivery. But to start, we're gonna have a thermos that I got off Craigslist, Stanley thermoses. They're like super old school from the '60s, all stainless, just strapped to the bike, and then they will take that off when they get to the location, pour the cup out of their backpack, pour the coffee.
I would, because I bought a Camelback backpack back in like 2010, and it still works, and it's insulated, which is huge.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
if I have cold stuff, I have hot stuff, me as the person who's wearing it,
Right.
I don't feel it, and it has a nice convenient pouch.
Now, do you have to like suck on the thing for it to come out, or can you just flick the switch?
You can make it. It's up to you. Like the way that it's on with me, obviously, I just have to like turn one thing one way, and it can either
pour.
It can pour basically.
But that doesn't dispense that fast. The Camelback.
Well, I mean, it depends on how it's used. I can bust it out.
Well, yeah,
but-
if you customize it, you put like a thicker tube on it, then it would.
Yeah, once money comes in, I'm all, you know.
Yeah,
all
I
about
would
it.
look into
It would,
Camelbacks.
like,
They could be a sponsor.
Yeah, yeah.
So right now you're offering one type of coffee.
One type, just coffee.
three-
It's mainly for caffeine, plain coffee with
I think we should
cream and
I think we
sugar.
should keep it that way. And
Yeah.
Call it a day, because that's fucking badass. I think you're just
Just
gonna do
awesome.
great.
Thank you, thank you.
Are you going to start weekend?
Contemplating it. Ian
I
said I
think you guys
got.
should.
Ian said I need
General
to pitch.
question.
I saw this Wild West shootout.
Game?
Game, yeah, game.
Yeah, they're cool. I'll
What
tell you
is
more about
that?
later.
What is?
It's Gainesville Area Innovation Network. I can describe to you a little bit more detail later, but it's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
of like it's not like Startup Weekend at all. It's more or less like a cutthroat type of pitching seminar,
Nice.
where it's like you have to get your pitch down flat and you might win some stuff.
Right.
But you have to make sure your pitch is on point. You're getting people who ask drilling you like what Ronnie was doing, but they actually are real people.
Right, right.
As opposed to Ronnie, who's not real, but
Right, I hear you.
like there's and the people who are asking questions are actual like real potential investors is what I'm saying. Like they know a lot about random stuff I don't even know, but they were asking questions at the because I went last year and I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? But they know all the answers to their questions. They're really just
Yeah, I
testing
know,
it.
some of those guys are something.
Yeah, so last year Aiden from Feather won. I don't know if you've ever seen him pitch,
Yeah.
but he's like a robot when he pitches, but he's a robot, but he's like nice and he's cool. And I've never seen anybody pitch better than him.
Really, really.
So if
yeah, I
you-
know Aiden well. I haven't seen him pitch though.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he won, and like it's obvious that
Cool.
he won.
Cool.
So I would recommend it, but we
Yeah.
can talk about game later.
Yeah, yeah,
It's something to look
sure.
into, but Startup Weekend, maybe not be for this, but just it might get you in another mindset.
Oh
to
yeah, I
help
love
you out.
this. Have you heard of Startup Bus?
Startup Bus, yeah. I have.
There's one from each region of the North America. I did that over spring break. It was nuts. You pitch at South by Southwest to like all the old VC guys.
Is that where you came up with this?
No, that was something else that I'm using to fund this. But they are crazy there. I mean, definitely check it out if you
Startup
like
Bus.
startup, hour stuff, weekend stuff.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Unfortunately, guys, I need
He's
to.
got to run.
I need
All
to
right,
go.
all right. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, for
Any final announcements?
Anything to do that?
It's,
Any final announcements?
400 maybe.
Wasn't there a prize for a
72
best
hours
pitch?
on the bus.
Sorry?
5
Wasn't there
teams
a
of 4
prize for a
compete
best
to be the
pitch?
representative.
Yes.
There's 6
But no one pitched.
and they all had
Well,
to
except
all
him.
do
He'll have
best.
the prize.
South by Southwest, like in the final.
What about the next 3 people?
Sorry?
Yeah. What about the other 2 people?
Who pitched?
Wasn't there like second?
Oh, there are plenty of sodas to go around.
What if sodas to go? Alright.